Yeah, the pluvium grandis method. Yes, sir. Summer break is back. What? I do not know why I said it like that, but anyway, it's summer break. I'm back at home, and it's time to do even more drawing. This time around, we're doing things a little differently. We're not using Krita anymore, which, you know, is kind of emotional because Krita was my day one. I really feel like an unloyal girlfriend or something, but upgrades had to be made. You know, why do you think people upgrade their phones and stuff? Because it is not cheating if you're getting something better. As I transition to Photoshop, I want to properly find some good brushes that I can actually use in like all of my drawings. So, time to experiment. The first kind of brush I wanted to try out was pluvium grandis, and this guy uses text as his brush most of the time, which is like absolutely mind-blowing. I don't know how. I think his philosophy is that it's not about the brush, it's about the skill. Now, I agree with that, but I don't really have a good brush right now, nor skill. So we're gonna see what's up. I made a few brushes here, modified them to how I would prefer them, and then we're just gonna try it out. What I noticed right away from using this brush is that it's pretty good for color blocking, right? You don't need to get the perfect shapes, but if you want to just fill in the general color of things, this brush does its job pretty well. So I think it's good for the base, but as I progressed, I feel like it was harder and harder for me to get more intricate details with this. So I ended up switching and using some other brushes. I started to vary the brushes I was using, and it went a lot better, but I still did try to use the flat brush here and there wherever I felt like I could use it. Looking at this portrait, I feel like the nose is off. It's bothering me a bit. I feel like it's a little too sideways facing compared to the rest of the face. Also, the bottom of the nose doesn't really line up with the mouth right. So I'm gonna need to conduct a little bit of rhinoplasty here. And it begins. Please just trust the process here. Alright, after an intense operation, we are slowly seeing the end of the tunnel. Things are looking bright. Okay, things are looking better, but it still looks a little plain, so let's sprinkle a little AI in there. I'm just kidding, no AI was used. Why would I use that? I don't even need it. But yeah, I'm doing too much. I don't even know where I was taking this piece. The concept here was liquid metal. I don't know if it looks like liquid metal, but I tried my best. And I'm still trying. Clearly, I'm not done yet, but I'll show you the end result. This is my OC, by the way. Still under development, still thinking about the lore and how I want things to play out, how I want her design and her abilities to be like. Basically all I have right now is that she can control metal as if it's liquid, because that's kind of cool in my eyes. But I will take more, I'll take name suggestions actually. Yeah, I need name suggestions. If you have any, comment down below. This is the finished piece. Let me know what y'all think. Yeah. Zoom in here and there. Boom. My OC. Now the search does not end there. I did try out a brush set from an artist named Peter Mohrbacher. You've probably heard of him. If you haven't, check him out. His art's insane. Bro, his brush set, finding that thing was like finding a gold scar, bro. Like this, honestly, I'm actually gonna stick with like a lot of the brushes in his set. What I especially like is his round brush. It's not like your traditional pressure sensitive opacity brush where the harder you press, the darker or the more non-opaque. What's opaque again? Oh, okay, so opaque means not transparent. So yeah, the harder you press, normally the more opaque it gets. However, this brush is a little different where the opacity stays the same throughout the stroke, but at the end of your stroke, they kind of taper off in terms of opacity. So what I'm trying to say is this round brush right here acts more like a realistic paintbrush, which is cool. And his textured brushes behave in the same way. Well, at least most of them do. I'll put the link to his Gumroad in the description below if you want to check out his brushes. While I was at it, I also tried to use his gradient maps, which I'll also link. And I got this one and I'm gonna build off of it. Hopefully it turns out decent. I have no idea. Like, I have no vision of what I'm trying to achieve here. All I can say is things are going pretty decent. Like, I never thought I was able to render like this. I thought this was out of my capabilities. So I'm impressing myself a little bit. By the way, this is also another OC that I'm creating, I guess. I'm trying to create a cool villain OC with like a whole lot of aura, you know? So I was thinking something like this. I intended it to be a cyborg, kind of. I don't know if that's easy to tell. I try to make a mix of like futuristic but also like old stuff, if you know what I mean. And a lot of shiny liquid metal parts, like always, because I love rendering that kind of stuff. The wings are also supposed to be liquid metal or like a chrome texture, but clearly it ain't working so well. So I'll try my best. Alright, here is the final product, I think. I'm not quite sure. I might keep going at it more. I feel like I'm doing way too much again. Like, I feel like with all these art pieces, I'm doing things that I've never done before. So I don't know how to approach them. So I'm like nerfing myself, I guess. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna use Peter's brushes a lot more in my future videos. I really like them. So yeah, see ya.